You're ready? Go ahead.
Like Pavlov's human being. I'm only a human being after the clap.
Okay. Ready? You ready, Beans?
Dude, I'm on point with like saying weird stuff that nobody understands.
We haven't clapped yet, man.
Alright.
Hey guys, welcome back to BeansTalk. Today we're going to talk about stuff and things. How do you feel about stuff and things, Beans?
Well, I feel like we should say things and stuff. I don't know why.
Oh,
it's just...
That's not the plan. That's not what we're supposed to...
No, we're talking about things and then stuff.
Okay. Zach, how do you feel? You want to talk about things and stuff, or stuff and things, or what's your opinion here?
Yeah, personally, I prefer stuff and things, but I guess things and stuff is fine too.
Sorry, we'll get around to both of them eventually. All right, Beans. We'll get around to both of them. We'll
things and stuff. It rhymes with bring it up, and
that's what we're doing. Bringing it up because we got two guests for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on the podcast. I'm drinking chocolate milk. Sorry.
What was that? Come on, Scott.
I was drinking
You
chocolate
addicted
milk.
to chocolate milk. You fiended. Fiended for that chocolate milk.
I love chocolate milk, man. Can we talk about that before we introduce our guest real quick? I love chocolate milk.
I don't think we can. I don't know if there's that much substance about your love for chocolate milk.
I don't care how good it is for you. It's just so good. It tastes so good.
No, I mean
Alright,
never mind.
What are you talking about?
I remember drinking chocolate milk when I was a little kid and blowing bubbles. For some reason, like, that was the greatest thing.
Yeah, that was the best thing my body could do.
Just blowing bubbles in chocolate milk. You got so hyped.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Those were fun times when blowing bubbles was like the most impressive thing you could do. When like blowing bubbles and your parents would be like, "That's amazing." Now it's different. Now it's just like, well, I gotta figure out how to handle high school. I miss blowing bubbles, but I guess we'll get to that eventually.
No, we can still do it. We can they don't give us straws, so never mind.
Yeah,
if they gave us straws at lunch, it'd be the dream. You'd be blowing bubbles every day.
Yeah. Actually, another thing I wanted to bring up because it just popped in my mind because I was talking about it yesterday. Before we bring up our guest, do either of you, Zach or Beans, watch anime?
Yeah.
I don't watch anime at all. I don't hate anime. I've never watched anime. I've never. Oh yeah, Zach, you watch some anime too?
Oh, a little bit, not a ton, but
okay. Well, I have. It seems like our guests are rather excited about the fact that we watch anime. But I don't watch any anime. But I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something new. So I was going through a bunch of animes and stuff, like actually looking at like what's the best one. So I was like, I'm gonna decide. And I'm going to start watching Demon Slayer. I don't know if that's a good one. A lot of people have... I mean, not a lot of people, but I've heard a lot of other people say, like, it's good. And I'm sure there's a lot of other ones that are, like, really great. But, I don't know. I was just going to say that I'm trying to do anime now.
It's cool. Look at it. Look at how it looks. They did that because it was expensive to animate a lot of stuff, and then they were like, we'll just have really cool stupid frames. But also I do, like, high-energy animation stuff.
So our guest today, it's a funny story that comes with these guests. We've been trying to have these two on for a while just because of particularly the situation that they're in. These two... I'm just gonna say people to keep it mysterious, too. These two persons on our podcast... have been trying to start their own podcast. I feel they were miraculously inspired by the greatness that is BeansTalk, so that's definitely why
it's not true.
The light.
There's a 0% chance that is accurate.
We're not even great. Pop quiz, Beans. How many subscribers do we have?
36.
Okay, dude. Every time I ask this guy how many subscribers we have, he's like, 12? No. But yeah, so these two guests that we have today, they have been trying to start a podcast of their own for a while, and we've been trying to have them on for a while just so we could talk about that because that makes for interesting conversation. So without further ado, today we have Tiffany and Amelia on. Tiffany and Amelia, say hi to the people at home.
Hello. Hi.
What's up?
Thanks for having us, even though we canceled on you last week.
Well, no, it was perfect timing.
Right.
I got to mess with these guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah, school up.
That's the hope.
Yeah. We might have ditched you for the basketball game.
No, I heard it was a good game.
That hurts, dog.
Always, you know?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to see Marion.
Yeah, we were there for the cute Marion team.
Yeah.
Oh, so not even supporting the boys. Not
Well,
even.
okay.
Dang. Yeah, never mind. Get out of here.
No,
Never mind. You know what?
St. Joe. I wore St. Joe, but like me and the St. Joe basketball team, I'm not gonna start any beef or drop any names, but there have been some scuffles, you know.
I imagine working in the training room could make scuffles with anyone. Like you've got to be tired of all of that crap for long enough to just start an argument for no reason or have an argument started for no reason. So that I don't hold that against you. I can't imagine dealing with every athlete at St. Joe every single day. That would. It's not like all our athletes are jerks. Definitely not the case. There's some that are, but definitely not the case.
You know, there's some.
There's people in the world that are jerks. I can say that.
Entitled. Think they're good. They're like, oh, you know, I'm the best of the best, and they just aren't. And you know, that's not my place to tell them that, but I have to. I have to be professional.
But subtly hint at it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's especially the best when they like, because it's annoying when you're talking to like an athlete that's like, hey, I'm the best, and you're like, well, yeah, you are the best. But if it's someone that's not, that's even better, because you can, in your head, you can be like, no, you're not, man. You're definitely not. You're not as good as you think you are.
Yeah, actually, the scuffles with the basketball team, I guess. Some of them fine, but just one particular person. We have a little.
And we will not mention that person on the podcast.
Name drop. I would never
I
name
can't
drop.
believe you just like got even that specific. That's kind
more
of
because it's more embarrassing for myself, so I'm not gonna name drop. I'm in.
What, you just like?
Point is,
this is so weird. We've hit the level of like where we're just knowledgeable enough that like we want to know everything and be able to talk about it, but like we still don't have like the full picture, and so we don't.
Oh, you don't? No one needs to. Tiffany knows
especially because I don't want BeansTalk to be attacked by the entire.
Absolutely, I support the basketball team 100%. Like, look, I mean, the basketball team is great. Like, I'm not going to deny that, and I want them to win. But I was particularly there for Marion. Like, they're cute. Like, you can't deny that. I mean...
Okay, but can we just talk about how their top player is no longer good because he's doing modeling?
And TikTok?
He's so distracted with that he can't...
See, that makes me disappointed in my generation. The fact that we've abandoned sports and now...
How are you disappointed?
I'm disappointed because...
Somebody's great at basketball and is a model.
But he's not good anymore. He's on Marion and he comes out there and he didn't even... Well, did he start? He started.
No. Well,
yeah, no, he started.
Oh.
He started, but then they like immediately took him out.
I didn't think he made a single shot.
No, I didn't see him make one basket.
Beans, it disappoints me because something as great as being, I mean, I don't know, honestly, in like the culture we live in now, it could be more impressive to be like a famous person on TikTok. Who knows? I don't know. But me personally, I'm like, you can play basketball. I've been wanting to play basketball that good for so long, and then I finally was like, you know what? It's not even gonna happen. I'm just gonna give up. I'll play football. It's easy. I hit people. But that, and then I see that, and then I'm like, oh, but you gave it up for modeling. That's a little, because it's been around longer, I guess. I'm like, I guess I understand. But for TikTok, you know what? I don't want to talk a lot about TikTok. I don't hate TikTok because it's basically YouTube in the way that it's made people have jobs. But it's just because it's new. I like picking on it. And I like talking about how it's, I don't know.
I don't even have TikTok anymore. I actually, not even as like a Lent thing. 3 months ago, my TikTok got hacked. And I just was like, I don't feel like fixing this, so I just deleted it off my phone. And
what was it that they posted?
Oh my gosh, they like posted Ray-Ban ads, and I was like, they deleted all my videos, and I was like, all right, I think it's time to get off the app. Probably hacking my information, so I was like, time to go.
Why Ray-Ban?
No, I don't know. I've never once bought a pair of Ray-Bans in my life.
I really want a pair though.
My mom has a pair.
What's up, Beans?
Is Ray-Bans hacking people? Like, aren't they like expensive sunglasses?
I don't think it was Ray-Bans. I think it was someone hacking me who put up like some huge like fake sale on Ray-Bans to hack other people. But jokes on them, my account was private and I had like 10 followers, so they didn't really reach a huge audience.
Why would they hack you?
I don't get that either. I don't know.
I guess aren't those the headphones? I'm pretty sure those are the headphones.
No, Raycon.
Sunglasses.
The ones-
Oh yeah.
What?
Ray-Bans, not
like,
Ray-Cons.
Well, there's
Oh,
and then there's Raycons. Yeah,
oh my. Okay, I want those headphones though.
those are nice.
No,
Except
We're
those
not
aren't
sponsored by Raycon. Alright, stop
Raycons.
talking about them.
Hey, that'd be awesome if we get sponsored by Raycon.
wait, Raycon, please.
No, they have to pay us
Raycon,
first.
don't
I'm
come
not.
for us.
Raycon suck. Alright.
Well, that's not how sponsorships
trash.
work, Beans. They have to say yes.
I have Beats by Dr. Dre. Sorry, I'm
Oh my
elite.
gosh.
I'm
Okay,
elite like
cut
that.
part out. We can bleep. They're noise canceling.
They're nice.
Bro,
I used to have a
Yeah.
I used to have a
out.
pair.
Cut it
I used to
out.
have a pair of those, but I lost them because I was like 12, and I was a 12-year-old with Beats. But those are nice. I love
Have you
those.
seen them? I think Jacob, I've worn them in English before. The
No,
ones-
yeah, they're nice, especially the color too. I don't know what the color that is, but it's,
There's skyline gray, and then like the underneath is like a tan kind of color, and it has like gold accents. It's pretty dope. I got them for Christmas. Not gonna lie, kind of a flex. I also have wireless Beats, like the ones that go in your ears. But I ended up getting the other ones because I got so many ear piercings that the ones that go in your ears no longer go in my ear. So I had to get over the ear headphones.
that's a lot of piercings.
Yeah,
It's just like the one ear.
there's one in like the part where you put your headphones in. There's a piercing right there. I
Because
got
some
that.
of them are like bulky, like
Yeah.
that. Like some of
Yeah.
them, yeah.
There are two of them that like block the path.
Are you
so I
gonna
had to
get
get
gauges?
No, I don't want to like. No,
You can get like a size 0 or something.
Gauges freak me out.
kind of scare me too. Like a hole in my ear. Nah,
Hmm.
like I
Especially
okay. It's different though.
like
that's
Beans. Have you seen the ones where it's like
The
It's
big ones.
ridiculously big?
I've
Like,
seen a human being with those, yeah.
yes, I've seen a real human being, and I thought to myself, "Is that a real human being?" It was a real human being.
I mean, it vibes. If that's
Ah.
the vibe you
I
want
could
in
totally
life,
see Ben wearing gauges. I could totally see.
I could see, you know, Ben.
I can
I
see
could-
myself wearing it. I mean, I'm a little bit too much of a chicken, but
No, that's gotta be painful because isn't that like a process? They have to slowly expand your
beauty is pain.
you like slowly get
Yes.
bigger and bigger ones.
Yeah, you slowly
Yeah.
put bigger ones in, and that means the people who decide to do the big ones started small, and they've been in pain for like 6
Years.
months straight. And I don't get it, man. I could see Beans wearing like maybe
It's addictive.
Beans. You know the one where it's like the pirate earrings that are like a little bit of a ring right here. I could see you wearing that.
Pirate ring?
Yeah, like the
no.
little ones where it's like, what are they called? Is there like an actual name for this?
I
Not
don't
the
know if
loops.
It would probably be a bad idea for me to do it.
Nah, you got the hair, dude. I don't know, man. You
I
were.
mean, yeah, it looked pretty funny. If it was Halloween and I showed up with some pirate earrings, I'd be the coolest guy in town.
Those don't look horrible. I don't think they look horrible.
Okay.
I think you could pull it off, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, exactly. That's my feeling.
So we
So
want
I
to
guess
get into
The theme of
the.
today is that you should give up your basketball career and just experience extreme pain, all to just be the prettiest human being on the planet. All right, especially if you're a guy.
That's the move. That's the move, Beans. I want to get into talking about Amelia and Tiffany making their podcast, but specifically, I guess, just because we'll probably be getting into the reason why they are. So I wanted to ask you, Beans, do you have like a recollection or an idea of why we even wanted to start a podcast, just as a basis
Come
to
on,
like
we
what
talked
they're gonna
about
say?
This was our entire first episode. We were just like, yeah, we wanted to make this podcast, and then we decided, oh, we'll do it. And it's been 4 years since we decided that, and then we never did it. And it's like our great backstory, and we love telling it, and then we tell it every episode.
It's the worst video on our channel, and the most viewed video on our channel.
Yeah, we messed up. I was trying hard to promote the third one, but that one got put on the square first.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what's so weird. The first one never isn't even on. Well, it is on the square now, but it wasn't put on the square initially. It's probably just because it was something new, but it blew up in terms of blowing up in relation to our videos.
Triple
now.
digits.
Triple. That's the only only one with triple digits, I'd say. But it's a really, I don't know. I don't like that video. But yeah, I think honestly it was just us saying let's do it because we want to do it. Did you guys have a specific reason that you wanted to start the process of making a podcast? Because I don't believe they have a channel out yet or a platform out yet that's releasing episodes, but they will be.
I think, was it at Num Num Pho? Is that where this all started? When we were with Liam?
No, that was coming up with names. Okay.
Oh, Liam came up with your name too.
She texted me while
He
we
did
were.
not come up with our name. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Did he?
We don't know, but he
He
definitely
did not
signed it.
know.
Might have.
I'm actually pretty sure it was me.
I don't know if it was
But you
man.
deny that it was me.
I don't know.
Alright, fine,
But anyway,
whatever. But
continue.
what was this Num Num Pho?
Oh,
Liam,
it's
fuck.
so good.
We'll get
It's
to
so
that
good.
part of the story. Okay.
Oh, alright.
So she just texted me in mode 2. I was just sitting there, and she's like, "Hey, you want to start a podcast?" I was like, "I mean, okay." I have a ton of missing assignments that I need to turn in, but sure, add on to my workload.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of just started like Liam said. I don't know who said to me that you guys had a podcast, but someone said it, and I was like, me being the competitive person that I am, I was like, oh, we can do it better.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it originated.
How do you do better than BeansTalk? You don't release a channel. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yes. But yeah, so then after that,
You should not have started that. I'm not.
no,
What?
I'm gonna go hard now. Alright?
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go.
I can't believe you
like
guys.
a joke.
These little punks, these upstarts trying to come out of these out in front.
No, I swear, like, it was in all, like, fun competition. Like, oh, I just kind of want to see, like, maybe we could do something similar.
Oh
Maybe
my gosh!
it'd be different.
Wait, should we have a fake feud, like the Meek Mill Drake thing?
That's what. Honestly, that's been something that we've talked about. Like specifically, Zach and I. Like not this. Saying like, what if we for one episode like scripted a fake fight and that turned into like a
funny.
like that would be hilarious. I would say it's definitely not happening now. Again, like I said, this isn't getting cut out. Everyone knows we're faking it. But I have thought about that. Like it would be interesting if we brought someone on that people thought we wouldn't necessarily get along with, and then we just fought like for 30 minutes straight, and then we said psych or
Literally,
something like that.
That would be pretty
one
funny.
person in the world who you and I wouldn't get along.
Yeah, that's so different.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Because there's definitely some people.
Let's not name drop.
I have
Well, no,
a few, but
Well, no, because here's the
I'll
here's the problem, Beans, is that there's people that I wouldn't get along with. There's people that you wouldn't get along with, but none of them match up. I feel like. Like I definitely have some people in my head right now.
the people
but-
that I'm thinking
but-
of, I don't think they would agree to come on the podcast.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the people I would think I don't get along with because they would tell me this is stupid, and that's why I wouldn't get along with them. But also, Beans probably for most of them would just be like, "So, what's up with the weather?" or something. Like he would definitely break conversation like that.
Oh
But-
my gosh. Beans, can we please talk about your thing that you did today in class?
Wait, pause.
Oh my god!
We can talk about that later. Let's finish the, like, why we started a podcast.
Yeah, I want to hear that, but do keep that in mind because this seems interesting. And Beans.
Oh,
is
it's very
other-
funny. I saw it, Ben. I saw the video. I cried a little. Anyways,
Nobody laughed.
no, I know. I
It
saw.
took
No,
me literally 3
Pause.
minutes to figure out what was going on.
yeah. Okay. Anyways, so we had this idea. I like me being competitive. I was like, oh, I want to be better than them. Was mostly like why. But then I was like, I've kind of given up the being better thing because we just haven't really done anything yet. But we went to Num Num Pho. I got like a college, like some good news about a college, and I was like, oh, let me take Liam and Tiffany out to Num Num Pho. So it's this place downtown. It's by the Burger King downtown. That's like the most description I could
It's
probably.
really good. It's really good food.
You've been? Oh,
Oh.
hey-o.
The ramen is amazing. The ramen's so good.
Ramen's so
Yeah,
good.
I don't know. I just really like the pho, so I don't get the ramen, but I have had it and it's good. But
AKA she steals it if you have
okay,
it.
yeah. Well,
Guard your plates.
sorry. I just like to sample. But I really like they have this thing called a bun salad. I don't know if you've had it, Jacob, but it's like the pho noodles and then like lettuce, and then they have like you can get shrimp, spring rolls, and like a whole bunch of stuff. And then you put they give you like fish sauce, but I always also ask for peanut sauce, little secret. so it makes it sweet. Anyways, we go to Num Num Pho.
That was so much detail.
I just love Num Num Pho. But we go, me, Tiffany, and Liam, and we were like, oh man, like they really started a podcast. Maybe we should listen to one of their episodes. So we were gonna originally watch the episode where you like name dropped Liam, and then we started that one and we got kind of bored. So we went to the Mr. Reynolds one.
It's a bad one. It's a really bad episode. I'm not proud of it.
The second one is so like nobody watched the second one, and I messed up. Because that's kind of one of my
the second one was supposed to be really like promoted. Anyway, back to what you were saying. You watched the first guest that we ever had.
Yeah, I think that was we watched the Mr. Reynolds one, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool! Like they're doing something. Like one, they're actually doing it too. Like this, it felt so like it actually felt kind of professional. I don't know if it was like Mr. Reynolds being there, so it felt more like.
That was definitely it. Also the fact that, and this isn't bashing any podcast. It's not hard. It's not hard to do a podcast. To do a good podcast, well, that's also not hard, I don't think. But we'll get to that later when we give you guys some very unprofessional advice.
Okay.
Travis is very good at talking and sounding professional while doing that.
Yeah, he filled up about 75% of that episode, which was what we wanted. We figured he would want to talk a lot, and he did great, and that was a great first guest. But
yeah, it was. I really liked that, and I was like, "Wow, this is cool." And I was like, "Me and Tiffany have really good chemistry. Obviously, we've been best friends since 8th grade, 7th grade.
It was like end of 6th grade.
Okay, well, apparently we met end of 6th grade. I don't know. I had so many concussions. I don't remember middle school.
I have so many memories of you, just with like after eating blue raspberry anything. There's just blue all over your mouth.
Okay, we don't have to talk about that.
Like 6th grade Amelia just had blue.
I mean, it's not
a lie. Any better. I had a blue mouth too.
Yeah, and we would just like,
hey Beans, how was your 6th grade? Did you have blue mouth?
No.
Oh my god, we would go to Taco Bell all the time. Like that was our thing. Like we would go with her mom, and we remember when the one guy she tried to hit on that one Taco Bell guy.
Dude, I didn't hit on him.
Okay, Tiffany's mom was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy is so cute," and he was definitely way older than us because we were in like 7th, 8th grade. He was like, "We should get his number," and he works at Taco Bell. Like that's perfect. And I was like,
"Whoa." Hey, I ain't bashing Taco Bell, but that's not perfect.
No. I love Taco Bell, but I mean, okay, kind of back to what you guys started with about the chocolate milk. I'm dairy free, so I have a dairy allergy.
Back to that. That was insane.
I have a dairy allergy, so I don't drink milk. I don't eat cheese. Like I try my best. Sometimes, like I just have to eat it.
Man, what is going to Taco Bell like? That's gotta.
I don't go to Taco Bell anymore because everything has cheese. So now I only go there late at night with like one time I went with Tiffany, Liam, and Zach Kennedy, and we all.
The cats are fighting.
Stop touching the cats. Anyways, the 4 of us went, and like I got a freeze and the little puff things, the cinnamon twist.
Oh,
like that's all I can eat there now because everything else has cheese in it. Literally everything. Yeah, dairy free is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But almond milk is good. I drink unsweet vanilla almond milk.
There's so many weird types of milk.
Whole Foods fake milk section is the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
It's so insane. Like, I can't even describe to you how overwhelming it is. Like, I walked back there, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get the almond milk. Walk up, there's like 20 different kinds. I'm like, what? I didn't even know there was such a thing. And then there were like oat milk, and then, oat milk, duh. But there was like, different, like there's soybeans, but then there was some other kind of bean milk. I don't even know.
How do you milk an oat? I don't
know. It's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. But I mean, like, I found ways to live. Like, I eat this free ice cream made of avocados, which sounds bizarre. Literally the best thing I've ever eaten. Would never even need to go back to regular ice cream.
Avocado goes really well with sweet foods.
It's like it's just so creamy, and then there's like pure cacao chips in it because chocolate also has milk in it. But yeah, little fun fact.
Dude. So back to the origins of your podcast.
we go really on tangents.
Dude, that was a soliloquy. Yeah. Like, we didn't even divert your attention.
Nope, we didn't.
No.
There was a lot of smiling because I was like, why don't we do this?
No, this is that's why it's taking me so long to get through our podcast because nothing connects. It connects to us, but then like I listened back to our first film, like the first filming session we had. Our plan is to do 20-minute episodes, but our first filming session was an hour and a half, just on accident. Like, we were just going for 20 minutes, and we looked at the time, and we were like, oh, it's been over an hour. Because we just go off on tangents, and, like, we just connect the most insane things. So there's really no set, like, topic, so it's really hard to break up our podcast because it doesn't really make sense to the average person the way we go through our topics.
Yeah, that's the difficulty, is that I thought about that initially. I thought about changing it to that when you had mentioned that that's what you and Tiffany were doing, because I was like, that could be better, but it's hard to do that when you don't have a very segmented podcast. Like, we have kind of a set idea of what we want to get into periodically in a podcast, but most of the time it goes off the rails of what we planned, which is good because it means that we talked more about stuff that's not just what we planned. But I guess if you plan a podcast, that's good too. The only thing I ever plan
is to go off the rails.
Yeah, that's the only plan that we ever have at BeansTalk, is that prepare topics and then throw away that plan to prepare the topics so that we can talk about other things.
We don't even get that far. We just pick a day when we have 20 minutes, and then we end up sitting down on my floor for an hour and a half, and we just see what happens.
We end up getting into really deep conversations.
Yeah, we had one episode that got, like, really deep, like a therapy session. That one's probably not going to be put out ever.
We've had
to that, and I was like, no.
I wouldn't call some of ours therapy sessions, but we've definitely had some times. I mean, we post everything. There's not a lot that gets cut. But we've had a few that, like, we didn't plan on getting deep, and then it did. Or we planned on talking about deep stuff, and it wasn't at all. It was very, like, let's talk about crackers or something. I don't know. But,
crackers. Yeah, I mean, Tiffany and I both have issues, and we just, like, one time, I don't know what was going on, if we were just both in a bad vibe, but we just went real deep into, like, all our past trauma.
Stuff happens on the podcast. I don't know. You start talking about stuff where you didn't think you would. Yeah. What'd you say, Beans?
My internet is
Beans, is what were you saying? Yeah. Oh, your internet is unstable. You are rather jumpy today, Beans. It's okay. I feel that Amelia and Tiffany can probably fill the void.
I'm always jumpy. But...
Yeah, we're pretty... Yeah, I mean, most of the time our podcast is we just sit down, like, after I work a lot now, Tiffany works, and we're both in sports, so really just... We haven't filmed probably in over a month, just because we've been so busy, but, like, over Christmas break, we really made it a push to, like, film a bunch because we knew that we were going to get busy once school started again.
And now we have a bunch about Christmas.
Yeah, like, we have a whole bunch of stuff talking about Christmas and, like, the disaster that was. We had two guests, and then we just, like, stopped filming.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we probably have to get back into it and also start a channel. So.
Yeah, honestly, if it turns into, like, because it wasn't much of because Beans and I really wanted to do this, so it wasn't really hard for us to be like, well, I don't know if we should, and I don't have time. And honestly, and it sounds like, the only thing you guys need to do, it feels like, is, like, find a part where there's at least some dead air or, like, end of a topic, which seems hard, apparently, according to what you're saying. But if it's like that, just cut that. You may not even need to edit anything, because if it's something like that and you're releasing, I will say you may not need to edit anything if you decide not to do what BeansTalk decided to do, which was we're promoted to St. Joe as a school, and I don't know, sometimes there's stuff we need to cut out because of just people talking. But if you do that, it's not hard. The hardest part was figuring out how to make a YouTube channel. I didn't know how to do that. Like, I know everyone has YouTube channels, but I didn't know how to, like, because I didn't want to put it on my, like, 21 Marscola email. I wanted to make a BeansTalk email, so I did, but even that was difficult for me to figure out because I had never done anything like that before. But then after that, I remember specifically the day that I uploaded the first episode because Beans and I just recorded. We got to go in the news and broadcasting studio actually because DePaul was like, "Heck yeah, you can do that," because I'm excited for something new to happen. But we did that, and then right after that it was Flex, and I was in DePaul's class, and I think we might have been writing an essay that day, and I didn't write a single essay. Like we were supposed to be working on an essay or something, and I think that whole time I just sat there like staring at the screen, waiting for it to upload, and I was like, "This is scary, but also not scary." And then I texted Beans like, "It's up," and he was like, "Cool." Not at all like, "I'm so hyped for this, man. I'm so excited to release our stuff." He was just like, "Yeah, all right, nice job." But that's a vivid memory, for good reason too, because BeansTalk has turned into something that I actually enjoy. Not that I didn't anticipate it, Beans. It's fun to talk to you.
Yeah, it is weird
just
that it's
vibing.
like I'm just vibing. This episode is actually my therapy. I don't have to like be the personality this time. I just kind of vibe in the background while Amelia reads about her milk allergies or something.
I'm so sorry I went on that tangent. I just
No, it's great.
Necessary. I don't know, because you guys were talking about chocolate milk, and I was like, Tiffany, should I tell them I'm dairy free? Thought it would be fun. I don't know.
There's some strange like topics that people will bring up on the podcast that we think that's not going to go very far, and then it does. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Podcasts are weird, man. I don't know, what the heck are we doing, man? Why are we contributing to this weird phenomenon that's happening? Can we also, like we talk about it all the time, it's such a meta stupid thing that we do to talk about podcasts on a podcast, but there's so many podcasts happening right now. Like so many just celebrities, or maybe not even celebrities, are just hopping on that. And it's such a thing now. I think quarantine is definitely committed to that, because you're at home, you have millions of dollars. Not us. The people, the celebrities that are deciding to
celebrities, yeah.
Yeah, that are like, I have millions and billions of dollars. I'll just make a podcast. I can buy the best equipment in the world because I have the money to. So I'll do that. So, yeah.
One of my favorite rappers actually started a podcast, but also it's kind of because he's like not popular and so he needs money.
Oh.
Who is that? Please tell.
Oh, Open Mike Eagle. Yeah, you probably don't know him because he's not popular.
Sounds like
but I like him a lot.
Sounds like a really cool name.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool name.
I really like expanded my music horizons over quarantine. Like I don't know. I don't know what I was into before, but now I'm just kind of into a lot more of just like, I don't know. I like listen to what people recommended me, because normally people would recommend me stuff and I'd be like, sure, and then I just listen to 6ix9ine. Hate to admit it, but some of his music kind of goes hard.
It stings when like one of the most hated people on the planet does some pretty cool stuff with music.
Oh, I mean, he's like he just really does his own thing, and
he just has a unique voice,
and I like it. I genuinely like his one album that he's had. I mean, he's had two, but his very first album was one of my like favorite.
Like screamo rap is becoming a thing, and I'm here for it, man.
Me too. Like I really am. That's kind of something that we bump that.
Honestly, as much as I don't like love it, I'm glad it finally came and destroyed mumble rap, because that was a horrible.
Oh, mumble rap.
I used to appreciate it, and then I really got into these two rappers, Kill Bill the Rapper and Rav.
There was also like another. This will probably also get cut too, Zach. But there was this YouTuber that I watched, Noel Miller, and that's it.
Noel.
That's it. Anyway, yeah. So, oh man.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was bad. It was hilarious though.
That's insane. Okay, but speaking of Noel, I don't think this has to be cut. This is probably good, Zach.
Noel's great. Noel's hilarious.
No, Noel is unbelievable. Like, I absolutely love his videos. Did you watch the one where he, where they destroyed Cracker Barrel?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, when I tell you I was actually crying laughing on my floor. This guy gave them because he used to do weird comments or like weird DMs, and then he was like, oh, this just doesn't feel real. Like people are probably just sending me fake stuff. So now he makes people record videos and send them to him. And this one guy just sends this unbelievably elaborate video about how horrible Cracker Barrel was. Oh my, I just can't even.
The whole video that this guy sent was basically just saying, like, I ate stuff at Cracker Barrel, and then I went to the bathroom and destroyed the toilet. That was it. But it was hilarious.
He threw toilet paper that he had used onto the person in the stall next to him.
Yeah.
And then they went out and sat down at their separate tables, back to back to one another.
Yeah, so that was there's some funny stuff that comes out of his channel.
How did you get to that point? Like, how?
This feels like Beans. I'm sure you feel left out, but I really need to ask him this question.
Left out isn't the word. Like
what's
I'm in an alternate reality, maybe, or
it's very. But I needed to ask them because obviously I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna guess if it's like how I did. You found out about Noah Miller from Cody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of those guys are hilarious, but that's another thing that's leading into they have a podcast too. Hey, I don't know. It comes full circle. But I honestly, out of watching those guys for like 2 or 3 years already, I have yet to listen to like a full hour of their podcast just because I like making. I wanted to talk about this because I feel bad. I feel like I've betrayed my podcast community, but I like making a podcast. I don't like listening to podcasts. I don't like uncut long stuff. Like, and especially it like relates to how it's weird that I have Twitch app because I don't watch streamers because I don't like live stuff. I like not super short, but like cut and put together videos, even if it's crappy put together. But I feel bad because I don't listen to like any podcasts except for ours unless if I need to like find something that's like messed up so I can fix it in the editing process. But yeah, I don't like I'm not anti-podcast, Zach. I just don't listen to a lot of podcasts.
I'm kind of on Scola's side, except for actually I love Open Mike Eagle's podcast. He has one with Prince Paul, and they just talk about the olden days of rap when people were just like starving and they were just like rapping in people's basements, and it was like, you know, and I'm like, whoa, this vibe's so hard. But besides that, I don't know.
I don't listen to podcasts either. I've watched like half of Cody Co and Noel because like sometimes they'll reference stuff in their videos that they've talked about in a podcast. But like, yeah, I have such a short attention span, clearly from the way I speak. I just am not good at staying on a topic, so an hour-long thing is something that's really hard for me to commit to. So watching like a 10, 15-minute video by them is totally fine and something that I can get behind.
Like, yeah. I used to listen to their podcast while mowing the grass. And so, like, I would just be mowing the grass and hysterically laughing at the same time.
Does anyone else look like stupid when they're watching a YouTube video through headphones and they're like sitting with their family? Like, I get so many looks, like, from my parents especially. My sister kind of gets it because she does the same thing. But my parents will look at me and be like, what are you giggling at? I was like, I'm not giggling, I'm laughing. And they're like, no, you're giggling. I was like, but I am giggling because I'm trying to laugh quiet. And it's not...
School's like, why is everybody laughing at me? He's in the corner going,
no, that's I'm sure that's what it looks like. Because that's what will happen. It'll be... It really stinks when it's like something hilarious that I'm watching and I have to like basically die in front of everyone, just like try to not laugh.
Oh, it's even worse when you're listening to a podcast though, because then no one knows what you're laughing at. Yeah. It's like, who's this crazy woman mowing her grass? Hair messed up.
Yeah, it is different because at least people kind of get it when you're watching your phone. But if it's just something you're listening to, you look like a clinically insane person, just like laughing out loud and out of nowhere. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, but like you just have to find something to do in order to listen to a podcast.
Yeah, because it's hard to just sit there. You know what? I'm gonna say it. You're a sociopath if you just sit there and listen to podcasts.
Oh, definitely.
Facts. Definitely. You have issues that you have.
You have issues. Thank you for listening to the podcast, but you have issues. You need to. I don't know why. It feels like it's a universal thing. You need to do something because you're not like visually engaging with anything, and you're just hearing this. And it's kind of easy to zone in and out when you're doing something into the podcast if it sounds like they're talking about something interesting. And if they're not, then you just go back to doing what you're doing. That's also a crazy thing that I think about. There's people that listen to us, Beans, that definitely don't hear the good jokes because they're doing something else, and they miss the good parts, which is it's weird to think that people sometimes tune us out when we're talking every weekend on the podcast. Like, no, these guests have to stay engaged because they're here, but everyone else listening can just be like, I'll keep listening, but I'll tune in later. Like, that's a cool thing about a podcast too, is that you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, hopefully people do that during ours because there's some wild rants we go. I just remember the very first episode we filmed. We started talking about like crazy work stories because me and Tiffany both work in very crazy work environments. And then somehow the next like 30 minutes we're talking about Wii games. Like, we straight up just talked about Wii games. Like, Barbie Horse Adventure, spent a good 8 minutes on that one. It's an amazing game. Let's not start that again.
Amelia sent me a clip of their stuff, and I listened to like 8 minutes of that rant. That was a weird transition.
Yeah, I forgot that's the episode I sent you. Yeah.
That was a really
Oh, wow.
That's kind of what the first one felt like, though. That's what the first episode of ours felt like, Beans. Like, it wasn't at all planned because we didn't have a plan. And even though we have a plan now, it's like there's still no plan, but we, especially with guests too, that makes it easier to feel like you can go on tangents, because when you're by yourself, you're like, well, not just by yourself, but when it's just us, because it is just by yourself, because even though you're with someone else on the podcast, guest is a whole other thing, because I know Beans as my co-host, I don't know him as a guest, so it's gonna feel weird if you don't have guests in the future. Oh yeah. Although it does feel a little easier now, because when we don't have guests, we finally let Zach speak. We let him crawl out of his hole and give some words, but it's a little easier when it's 3 people. When it's just 2, though, that is tough to do. I don't know how some people do podcasts by themselves, like just one singular person. That's gotta be hard, because I can't do that as a person. I can't come up with conversation like that. It feels really strange. Like Ben Shapiro. That's he's got a talent. It does make it easier that he talks. It does make it easier that he talks about like political stuff, because that is easy to continue to talk about because there's stuff going on. It's not like you have to make up your own thing to talk about. But I can't imagine doing that. Dude talks super fast though. I don't know how.
Oh my god. So my cat just emerged. Sorry.
From the darkness.
Horrifying. Okay.
I imagine Beans. What are you saying?
I could 100% just have a podcast by myself.
You definitely could. No, Beans definitely could. That's what scares me every day I wake up in the morning. Beans could leave BeansTalk and have a better future than BeansTalk itself. He would leave me with Zach, who is a great moderator, but doesn't have much to say when we ask him to say much. I don't know, man.
Really? It's so funny that, like, in my future vision of BeansTalk, you're just, like, exploiting me for money, and I'm, like, this, like,
well, because you're the one that can talk, man. You're the one that, it's BeansTalk, man. It's you. It's, all right. I mean, that's what the podcast is. I'm here just to, like, control the chaos.
I'm gonna, like, walk into school tomorrow with, like, I don't know.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Saturday? Are you taking the SAT?
This comes out on a Tuesday, alright?
Good job.
That signifies confidence. I don't know. Gold chain? Yeah.
No.
Yes, it does.
Confidence is like
Brockhampton? Yes, it does. Right?
No, confidence is like walking into school not in dress code and saying, "Hey," to Mr. Lachinsky, like, "What's wrong with what I'm wearing, huh?"
What I did on Monday?
Yeah, that's about what it.
But you just said that.
What? You literally walked into school?
Wait, Jacob, wasn't that a blue day? I had class with you on Monday.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You told me I don't remember you not wearing uniform though?
I was not in khakis. I actually did have my uniform sweatshirt on for the first time in months. I haven't worn a uniform shirt in months. Yikes. I mean, like, everyone just wears spirit wear, so I just, like, wear a different shirt. And then Monday, I had an incident with my khakis. I don't know. I got up late. Apparently, overnight, they sat in my washer wet instead of being in the dryer, which I thought that's where they were. So I went downstairs at 7:55, and my khakis were soaking wet. And I was like, oh, I can just go with wet pants. No, did not do it. So I put on sweatpants and went to school. And I had Tiffany bring me khakis. But then when I walked in, Mr. Luchinsky looked at me and said, did you do your health screening? I said, yep. Walked on by, and that was it. He didn't say anything to me. And no one said anything to me all day long. I think it's because I'm in a boot, though. So maybe they just like...
That could be it. Oh. That's something that's like, I don't ever want to have an injury. But if I do, I'm going to exploit, like, everything that I can. Like, even if I'm in, like, a boot, I'm going to be like, well, you know, it hurts to go upstairs, so I'm just going to use the elevator.
I actually do use the elevator.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I mean, I should be using it every day, all the time. I'm not actually supposed to be going up and down.
Oh, so that's... Oh, I thought you could walk up the stairs. I was saying, like, if I'm in a boot, even if I can walk down, I'm going to go on the... Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. The elevator is so slow, though. That's half the reason I'm late in the morning.
They really should invest in, like, elevator music or something.
For one
you
floor?
meant faster elevators for a second, but you're just like, nah.
No, elevator music.
Elevator music for one floor change? That's gonna be
so slow, though. Like, if they're not gonna make it faster, they might as well make it interesting.
No, you know,
it's already awkward.
What would be hilarious is if instead of music, they did like how, you know how Mr. Luchinsky sounds like the most pilot ever in history whenever he's at lunch. That would be great if he just like was doing like a very quiet and mellow "How's your day going? Hope you did your health screening" or something. Like that would be great if they played that constantly.
Repeat of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just constantly. Did you do a health screening? All right. Did you do your health screening? All right.
Yeah.
And he's just like saying numbers. All right.
Keep your mask above your nose.
Yeah.
Like, 1947.
Yeah, 19. It sounds so chill when he does it too. I'm kind of relaxed in the lunchroom, except for the crazy amount of noise that's in there. But that's literally like 50% of my conversation with anyone I sit with at lunch is like, you know how Mr. Luchinsky sounds like a auctioneer in a silent auction? Yeah. You know how Mr. Luchinsky sounds like a pilot? Yeah, something like that.
Imagine. Do any of you guys have have D lunch on white days? Like today, did any of you have D lunch?
No, I have B lunch on white days.
Okay, so white day D lunch, obviously, so you guys aren't in it. It's a different breed. Let me tell you. For some reason, this week, like today and then Tuesday, for some reason, Mr. Luchinsky only on the white day D lunch. Like blue day, he didn't do this. He hands the microphone off to Mr. Gaff.
Whoa!
The craziness that's ensued after that. He just nonstop talks. Like, I thought Mr. Luchinsky was bad. Like, I love Mr. Gaff. He's great. He's a great person. I think he's really fun. But, like, lunch is when I want to talk to my friends. And he's out here just constantly speaking. Like, it was insane. Every time people would walk by him, he'd be like, what do you have for lunch? Oh, no! All the freshmen.
No, that's awesome. I love that.
I felt so bad. But so then I look at him, I turned around, this was on Tuesday, and I look at him, and he looked right at me, and I'm like, oh no, look away. He always makes fun of me, like I've been in a boot a lot this year, and he's always like, oh, your shoes don't match. That's every time he sees me, he makes that joke. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to make that joke over the microphone at lunch. That's so embarrassing. So I look away, and I kind of shook my head, and all I hear him say is, don't turn around. I saw you shake your head at me. I panicked. I thought he was talking to me. He comes over, and I'm like, just eat your rice, Amelia. Just sit here and eat your rice. And he walks over to Zara Ansari, who was sitting across from me, who he thought, I guess for some reason, she looked like she shook her head, and not me. And he walks up to her and says, why were you shaking your head?
That's awesome.
I was literally in tears. I mean, it's funny, but it's also terrifying. And there's so many freshmen in that lunch, and he just continues to talk to the freshmen.
I think
that's hilarious. That's what I would do if St. Joe was like, "Hey, become a teacher," and I was like crazy and said yes. But if I decided to become a teacher and was like, and I was at St. Joe and I was like someone as tall as Mr. Gaff and someone as intimidating as Mr. Gaff, but still smiles a lot, I would for sure.
This is the weirdest hypothetical I've heard in my life. If I was like.
Basically, if I was Mr. Gaff, I would definitely do that to freshmen. That would be hilarious. But then, like, after I do it...
played basketball professionally in Australia. And
yeah, you know. If I was him, I would definitely do that. But then right after, I would be like, hey, it's a joke or something. But then the freshmen would still... I can't imagine if Mr. Gaff, if I was a freshman, when Mr. Gaff was here, imagine him going up to you during lunch. Because it was ridiculous enough when we didn't have assigned seats, and I'm a freshman that knows no one, and I have to find a seat. That's a real thing. Like, I don't care how extroverted and out there you are and how amazing you are at talking to people. That's the most stressful thing as a freshman. Because even though there's no seating chart, that's your seat, really, once you find it the first day. And lucky for me, I had a lunch, and then I had a group of people from gym that I just sat with, and then I also had that table that Beans and I sat at that manifested the idea of BeansTalk. But that's a stressful thing. I feel bad for freshmen always because of that. But then I remember the freshmen, so I don't feel bad. Because freshmen, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know who you showed more empathy for, Mr. Gaff or the freshman.
No, I didn't show empathy for Mr. Gaff. I would be like, if I was
literally were like, if I was Mr. Gaff, I'd act the exact same way. If that isn't empathy, I don't know what is.
What? Empathy? What? I thought empathy... I mean, I guess empathy isn't just feeling... I don't know. What? I guess, yeah.
It's walking a mile in Mr. Gaff's shoes. You
how about that?
Like, if I was
empathy.
Giant shoes.
I felt empathy for Mr. Gaff, but I felt sympathy.
You look like a clown dog in those shoes.
He said, wow, it's okay, Mr. Gaff would never listen to this, so I think
well, you know what? I'm going to specifically tell him to listen to this one.
Oh gosh, me just calling him out? No.
Can you tag teachers?
We've had Reynolds, and then we actually had Foster on. Yeah, that was our first mystery guest episode. That was a fun time.
We gotta watch.
Every fiber in my being has held me back from just saying, "Hey, you want to come on again?" But we don't want to do too many repeat guests until we're further in the game. Because I mean, this is only 17, and we really want to try to get as many people as we can before we start bringing people back on.
This is episode 17.
This is episode 17. We are.
Oh my gosh, that's my lacrosse number.
Whoa!
Look at that.
Magic.